Hi guys, welcome to today's video and welcome to my channel. My name is Coach Steve, founder of Philadelphia's own Joy and Success Coaching. Today's video is going to be a review of a book I've recently purchased called Positively Unstoppable, The Art of Owning It by professional wrestler Diamond Dallas Page. This book was released in 2019. This book is coming in at around 275 pages, broken up over 11 chapters. It includes a foreword by former professional wrestler Mick Foley. Some of you may know as Mankind or Cactus Jack. He's wrestled for many decades under a couple of different names. The introduction to the book gets into what is included in the book and a bit of the outline for it. The first chapter in the book is called Positively Unstoppable, Living Life at 90%, and there is a speech or a motivational talk that Dallas has that I've found online about that same subject. The premise for Chapter 1, Living Life at 90%, being life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it or how you interact with it. Chapter 2, Dallas talks about failure is not an option, and the concept of what would you do if you knew you could not fail or that you were guaranteed to succeed. Emphasis on the what would you do, not just what would you want, but what would you actually spend the time doing in a very action verb kind of way. Chapter 3 is called Bang, Get Off the Couch, which talks about the importance of flexibility, health, mobility. Actually, to set up the premise a bit more, importantly, Dallas Page, as a professional wrestler, has, as many of them often do, come across some serious injuries during his career. One of those injuries, most importantly, was getting slammed by a nearly 7-foot tall man down onto his back in a way that injured his spinal vertebrae, I believe his L4 and L5 vertebrae, which, needless to say, was a injury that medical professionals had told him, you're done here, your career is over. And it was actually a unwillingness to accept this that drove him to find a way to combine some of the flexibility drills of yoga with strength training and physical therapy processes that became what he now is, a businessman and fitness instructor of DDPY Yoga, or DDP Yoga, DDPY, and that is a fitness brand he's been running for over 10 years' time. So a lot of this book also has testimonials from some of the people who've taken part in this program over the last 10 years, not just professional wrestlers, but everyday citizens, military veterans, people on anything from a weight loss journey to a serious injury recovery. And some of these testimonials are really touching and amazing stories. People who, much like Dallas being told you're never going to wrestle again, were told by medical professionals like you're never going to walk again unassisted without medical devices, like we can't do the surgery unless you lose X much weight. And with DDP yoga and with some of the determination to do the things that need to be done, to not just dream about them or think about them. Actually, one of the phrases that Dallas uses a lot in the book is don't just think it, ink it, write it down, really be specific about your goals. He even has a acronym called SmackDown, which is similar to SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, etc., which I thought was really clever as well. He uses SmackDown from the wrestling program. The fourth chapter, Your History is Not Your Destiny, which is a quote from former professional wrestler Jake the Snake Roberts, whom Diamond Dallas Page and a good friend of his, Stephen Yu, had filmed a documentary several years back called The Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts, which is a really wonderful watch, and it documents Dallas's willingness to help his dear friend Jake through substance abuse and alcoholism and get him back into good physical and emotional mental health, and his use of DDPY yoga to maintain a sobriety regimen while still navigating the world of a retired professional wrestler himself. And that documentary details just how serious about healthy living and positive mindset Dallas is. Actually, I don't know if you by any means need to watch that documentary to appreciate this book or this chapter, but some of the things they show in that documentary get referenced in this book, and it really is touching to think, like, Dallas isn't just saying it, he's videoed him living this healthy lifestyle and being a man of just tremendous integrity. Which gets into Chapter 5, Own Your Environment, where he talks a bit about peers, your physical environment, your social environment, who you have around you. I guess the concept of if you're with 5 drinkers or 5 smokers, you're about to become the 6th. And then he gets into his backstory a little bit. There is a bit of an autobiographical tone and some teachable moments from his backstory, the unlikely story of Diamond Dallas Page, where he talks actually about having had a serious knee injury from a car accident in his youth, and how his back injury in the ring was not the first time medical professionals have told him, basically, no contact sports, no combat sports, you're done here, kid, you're not playing football no more. And he just had this resilient stick-to-itiveness that caused him to say, yep, I can't do that, watch me. And yeah, it's worked out. If he was willing to give up when the doctors said, he never would have went on to become a 3-time wrestling champion and never would have been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, all of which came from his willingness to find a way to push through and strengthen and persevere despite what on paper would be pretty sound medical advice. Don't go do sports with a bad knee, don't go wrestle with a bad back. In fact, more importantly, he talks about how he started his professional wrestling career as Diamond Dallas Page at age 35. It is not an age most people are entering the business. Age 35 is a point when most wrestlers are too injured to even continue on in the business they love. So his entry at that point, let alone the concept that he would go on to become champion, is really unheard of and remarkable, and goes to show how much he was cutting against the grain and defying the odds even by being there, let alone excelling in the way he did, which gets to a concept Dallas talks about in the book, that work ethic equals results. Whether or not it's in a weight loss journey, a journey to become a wrestling champion, or just to stay sober, like, you have to put in the work and your results will be proportionate to putting in the work. As you've probably heard before, no one is coming to save you. Like, you have to participate in your own rescue, and there are no shortcuts to success. If you're not willing to kick out, as they say in wrestling, then you will get pinned and the ref will count to 3 and you will be out. So either kick out and fight on, or you have given up. And he talks a bit about, I guess, DDP yoga, getting back into good health for being champion, and finding that fight that sometimes you need good mentors around you, and the power of people believing in you. Because at one point when he was despairing, like, no matter how hard I work, there's industry politics, they're never going to make me champion. And the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, said to him, what did you say, boy? No, if you don't believe that you can be the champion, then quit right now. Go into that office tomorrow and tell them you're done. You give up. But if you believe you can be champion, then keep working. Because if you've already given up on yourself, then there's nothing more I have to teach you other than go in there and quit tomorrow. And he decided, no, you know what? You're right. I'm going to be the champion. So he persevered, and he wrote this book. And this book has great information all throughout it. It's got wonderful recipes. It's got exercise tips. And I really recommend you checking out Diamond Dallas's page, Positively Unstoppable, The Art of Owning It. I can't talk enough about the wonderful work he's done. Actually, this could be a very long video. So I'm wishing you guys the best of joy and success, and I'm hoping you'll check out DDPY Yoga and my good friend